Hey there, English learners. Welcome back to Clip Your English. I'm Mia, and I'm super excited you decided to join me today.
And I'm Ethan. We've got something really fun planned for you today.
That's right. Today, we're diving into the world of tongue twisters. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tongue twisters? Aren't those just silly games?
Well, not exactly. By the end of this episode, you'll discover how these tricky little phrases can actually transform your English pronunciation and make you sound way more natural.
Plus, we're going to challenge you with some tongue twisters that even native speakers struggle with. Trust me, you might be amazed at how much your speaking improves after just one practice session.
So, Mia, let's start with the basics. What exactly is a tongue twister, and why should our listeners care about them?
Great question. Well, think of tongue twisters as like pronunciation workouts for your mouth. You know how you go to the gym to build muscle?
Yeah, definitely.
Tongue twisters do the same thing for your speaking muscles, your tongue, your lips, your jaw. They force you to practice really specific sounds that are super common in English.
Ooh, that's a cool way to think about it. And here's the thing that blew my mind when I first learned about this. Tongue twisters aren't just random words thrown together.
Exactly. They target what we call problem sound combinations. Like, have you ever noticed that some sounds in English just don't want to come out right?
Oh, absolutely. Even as a native speaker, I still mess up sometimes.
Right? So here's how tongue twisters work their magic. They take those tricky sounds and, well, they basically force your mouth to practice the same movements over and over again.
It's like muscle memory, but for speaking. The more you practice, the more automatic those sounds become.
And that's why they're so effective. When you master a tongue twister, you're not just getting better at saying that one phrase, you're actually improving your pronunciation for thousands of other English words that use those same sounds.
Wow, I never thought about it that way. So it's like killing two birds with one stone?
Exactly. You're having fun and improving your English at the same time.
All right, are you ready to jump into our first challenge?
I'm ready, but let's start easy, okay? We don't want to scare anyone away on their first try.
Good idea. Our first tongue twister is perfect for beginners. Here it is. She sells seashells by the seashore.
Ooh, this one's a classic. Now, before we try it fast, let's break it down. The tricky part here is the sh and s sounds.
Right, so let's practice it super slowly first. She sells seashells by the seashore.
Perfect. Did you hear how Ethan really emphasized each sound? That's the key. Slow and deliberate practice.
Now, let's try it a little faster. She sells seashells by the seashore.
Nice. Your turn, listeners. Pause the video and give it a try. Don't worry if you mess up. That's totally normal.
Actually, Mia, I have a confession. The first time I tried this one, I said, she shells seashells instead.
See? Even native speakers make mistakes. That's why practice is so important.
All right, ready for our second challenge? This one's a bit trickier.
Bring it on.
Here we go. Red, leather, yellow, leather.
Uh-oh. This one's tough. The challenge here is switching between the R and L sounds really quickly.
Exactly. And for many English learners, these sounds are already challenging individually. Putting them together like this, well, it's like a pronunciation boot camp.
Let's go super slow again. Red, leather, yellow, leather.
Good. Now, here's a pro tip. Don't try to go fast right away. Speed comes naturally after you get the sounds right.
That's so important. I see a lot of students trying to rush, and they end up practicing the wrong pronunciation over and over.
Right. It's better to say it correctly once than incorrectly 10 times.
Let's try it at normal speed now. Red, leather, yellow, leather.
Awesome! How did that feel?
Pretty good, actually, but I can feel my tongue working overtime.
That's exactly what we want. Your tongue is getting a workout.
Okay, I think we're ready for the big challenge. Ethan, do you want to do the honors?
Absolutely. Get ready for this one, everyone. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Whoa, okay, that's a mouthful.
Literally. This one combines multiple challenges. The P sound, the K sound, and some tricky vowel combinations.
Plus, it's longer than the others, so you have to maintain your focus for the entire phrase.
Let's break it down piece by piece. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Okay, that's manageable when we go slow. The key is really focusing on each P sound. They all mean to be crisp and clear.
And don't forget about the rhythm. Tongue twisters aren't just about individual sounds, they're about the flow of the entire phrase.
Right. Let me try the full thing now. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Excellent. That was really clear.
So we've tried 3 different tongue twisters, but I think our listeners might be wondering, how do you actually get good at these?
That's a great question. It's not just about repeating them over and over. There's actually a strategy to it.
Exactly. First tip, and this is super important, start with phonetic awareness.
What do you mean by that?
Well, before you even try to say a tongue twister, spend some time just listening to the sounds, like really listening.
Ah, I see. So you're training your ear before you train your mouth.
Exactly. Your brain needs to recognize the difference between sounds before your mouth can produce them correctly.
That makes so much sense. And here's another tip that really helped me. Use a mirror.
Ooh, yes, I love this one. When you practice in front of a mirror, you can actually see what your mouth is doing.
Right. Sometimes you think you're making one sound, but your mouth is actually doing something completely different.
So true. I remember when I was learning Spanish, I thought I was rolling my R's, but in the mirror, I could see I was just making weird faces.
And that brings up another important point. Pacing. You don't have to master everything at once.
Absolutely. Consistency is way more important than speed. It's better to practice for 5 minutes every day than for an hour once a week.
Yes, your mouth needs time to build up that muscle memory we talked about earlier.
And here's something that might surprise you. Tongue twisters actually help with way more than just pronunciation.
Really? Like what?
Well, they improve your listening skills too. When you're really focusing on producing specific sounds, you become much better at hearing those sounds in regular conversation.
Wow, that's actually really cool. So you're getting better at understanding other people while you're improving your own speaking.
Exactly. Plus, there's the confidence factor. Once you can nail a really difficult tongue twister, speaking regular English feels so much easier.
It's like if you can run a marathon, a casual jog feels effortless.
Perfect analogy. And that confidence shows in your voice. People can hear when you're comfortable with the sounds you're making.
All right. I think it's time for the ultimate challenge. Are you ready for this, Mia?
I'm nervous, but ready. What have you got?
Here's one that even makes me sweat. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Oh, no. Okay, let me think about this. We've got the W sound, the ch sound, and wait, is woodchuck even a real animal?
It is. It's another name for a groundhog. But that's not important right now. Let's focus on those sounds.
Right. The tricky part is switching between W and ch so quickly. Let me try it super slow first.
Good idea.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Nice. I can hear you really focusing on each sound change.
It's like my tongue is doing gymnastics. But you know what? It's actually kind of fun once you get into the rhythm.
That's the magic of tongue twisters. They're challenging, but in a playful way.
Okay, listeners, this is your moment. We want you to try this one and tell us in the comments how it went.
Yeah, don't be shy. Even if you mess it up, especially if you mess it up, we want to hear about it.
And here's the thing about repetition. It really works. I know it might seem boring to say the same phrase over and over, but
that's literally how your brain learns. Every repetition is building stronger neural pathways.
exactly. It's like when you first learn to ride a bike, you have to think about every little movement. But after a while, it becomes automatic.
Same thing with pronunciation. At first, you're thinking about every sound. But with enough practice, it becomes natural.
And that's when the real magic happens, when you stop thinking about how to make the sounds and just make them.
Plus, and this is important, don't forget to have fun with it. If you're stressed or frustrated, you're not going to learn as effectively.
That's so true. Laughter actually helps your brain learn. When you're enjoying yourself, you remember things better.
So, if you mess up a tongue twister and it comes out as complete nonsense, laugh about it. That's part of the process.
And you know what? Even native speakers mess up tongue twisters all the time. It doesn't mean your English is bad. It means tongue twisters are doing their job.
So let's recap what we've learned today. Mia, what would you say is the most important takeaway?
I think it's that pronunciation practice doesn't have to be boring. Tongue twisters make it into a game.
I love that. And they're targeting skills that you'll use in every English conversation you have.
Right. When you master those tricky sound combinations, everything else becomes easier.
Plus, you get that confidence boost. There's nothing quite like the feeling of nailing a tongue twister that used to trip you up.
And remember, start slow, be consistent, and don't worry about perfection. Progress is more important than perfection.
Absolutely. Your goal isn't to become a tongue twister champion, though that would be pretty cool. Your goal is to improve your overall English pronunciation.
And tongue twisters are just one tool in your toolkit. Keep practicing regular conversation, keep listening to English content, keep challenging yourself.
But definitely keep tongue twisters in your practice routine. They're fun, they're effective, and they give you quick wins that keep you motivated.
Now I'm curious, which tongue twister gave you the most trouble? Was it the seashells, the leather, Peter Piper, or that tricky woodchuck?
Drop a comment and let us know. And if you try any of these at home, we'd love to hear how it goes.
If this episode helped you see tongue twisters in a new way, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more English learning conversations every week.
We've got so many more fun pronunciation tips coming up, so you definitely don't want to miss those.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep having fun, and remember, every tongue twister you master makes you a stronger English speaker.
Thanks for joining us today. This is Ethan
And Mia from Clip Your English. See you next time.